Hello, everyone. Welcome to our brand new Vampire the Masquerade Elder Chronicle, Echoes of Blood. This is Prologue 2, The Maggot Witch. So let's meet our Maggot player, Rachel.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel, variety streamer on the Twitch at the Azure Butterfly, and also the production coordinator on the Rolling Nomads. In this time zone, I am playing Melita Wallenberg.
As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to the two of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you are ready, Melita, let's begin our vampire story. We begin our scene in 1018 in the withering late autumn at the edge of the Kievan Rus, near some birchwoods along the Desna River. A chill fog snakes through the leafless trees surrounding a crooked, sod-roofed hut, partly sunken into the earth. This is your home, Melita. It was not the minor noble manor house you were born into. Rather, it's the home you chose, the one you chose when you left that life of banality and sycophancy behind. And it's not like they were sad to see you go, after all. You were the deformed little creature they were ashamed of bringing into this world, weren't you? Would you like to describe for us what exactly is Melita's deformity?
I think we're gonna go with that. Melita was born with a crooked spine that caused her to have a hunch, potentially even developing maybe even a bit of a slight hunchback. In of itself, leaving her a little difficult moving. One of her arms, but she makes the best of it.
Sure. Well, you do. You leaned into your perceived monstrosity, touched the things of this world deemed dangerous or taboo, just as you have been deemed by society. You taught yourself herbalism, folk magic, medicine. Sure, they may call you a witch, but the people of the villages come to you all the same for your elixirs and poultices and wisdom, and that suits you well enough. Your hut smells of peat smoke, dried roots, and animal fat. Herbs hang from the rafters like shriveled bats. It depends on where you are, how you say that word. The hearth glows dimly, casting shadows across the walls that look like stars and eyes and coiled serpents. And as you work on some of your hanging charms, dried animal intestines decorated with bones, feathers, and teeth, you hear your door creak open. An old woman wrapped in wool enters, and as she removes some of her layers, you see that it is Elena, the village midwife, perhaps your only friend and one of the few defenders of your livelihood you have in this world. But she's not alone. Behind her follows a man clutching a bundle. The man's eyes glint with fear and disdain. And Elena says, "Melita, by the saints and the old ones both, we need your hands."
I think when she had walked in, Melita would have looked a little, excited. But seeing the man come in with the bundle, she's going to go back into her normal defensive mask, kind of just staring blankly at them. And what is it that you wish me to do?
And the man, as soon as she says that as soon as Lena begs you for something, and you say, "What do you need me to do?" the man interrupts and he says to Elena, "Don't speak to her like she's holy. Her very presence curses the village, and now my boy's burning inside his skin."
You want my help, and this is what you treat me with.
You are a witch. I have no other choice but to lay down with a devil woman like you. And Elena sort of goes up to him and holds up her very sort of weathered hands, right? And she takes, just to get him to stop talking, and she takes the bundle from him and sort of lays it out on your table. And this is a little boy named Nestor. You do know who the people of the village are. It's not like it's a large population, and you are aware when children are born and what they're named. And Nestor is about 5 years old, so he's old enough to have a name. And of course, you would be aware in the custom of the area, children typically aren't named until they're about 2, which there's the likelihood they may survive longer into adulthood. He's slick with sweat, his cheeks are flushed, his lips murmur unintelligible words. And he says things like, "She waits in the woods, teeth in the roots, eyes in the sky."
I think Melita has a soft spot for children. They are not yet. While they may say some things or that they repeat from their parents, they're not learned yet.
Correct.
They can still change. So she will soften as she examines him, trying to check for fever, check for and everything. As she listens to that, she's gonna kind of lean in close and try to whisper into his ear, who is she?
He doesn't answer you. He just keeps repeating those phrases. She waits in the woods, teeth in the roots, eyes in the sky. He is maybe hallucinating. He's not really here. And as you crouch beside him to talk to him and examine him, and your twisted back sort of cracks with the strain of bending over, you see that at the very least he has a fever and he's sweating, and at the very least he's ill in some way. You don't necessarily know what the illness is, but you know a general sort of poultice you can make out of willow bark, for a fever, honey for sort of, any inflammation he might have, and black poppy to sort of soothe him and help him sleep, which is the best cure for the illness. And as you make this poultice, you make it in your fireplace. You hear the man who you recognize now to be his father, Vadim, and he's speaking to Elena again, and he goes, "The woods were quiet till she came. Now foxes are born with 2 heads, and milk curdles in the pails." And Elena very sharply says, "And yet you brought your son here, Vadim," and they are arguing while you're trying to make something to at least soothe the boy, if not cure him.
Is he talking about me?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. She's trying to hold back her anger. There's that righteous fury that's like boiling within inside of her as she hears this. But this is not for him. This is for the child. Mm-hmm. So she's going to focus, and I think not absent-mindedly, but poignantly, she's going to say, "How long has this been occurring for him?"
And Vadim says, It has only been a day or so. He went out, played in the woods like all the children play, and he comes back and he says, "I do not feel well," and now he is like this.
It is good that we cut this early then. Where in the woods was he playing?
I do not know which. I don't have all the time in the world to spend frolicking in the woods in the moonlight like you. I actually have things that I must do to provide for my family.
A good father would also pay attention to their child. And she's not making eye contact as she says these things. She is focusing hard on making this poultice.
So the poultice is complete, and you sort of, have a wooden spoon. You spoon it into the child's mouth, and obviously it's too soon. It's not an instant cure or anything like that. You make sure that he's as comfortable as he can be on your table. And
do I have like a cloth of some sort with some like cool water so I can at least clean off his face?
Yes. And Elena has already brought in snow from outside to sort of try and cool his body temperature down. She's already started doing that. But at the very least, you take the poultice and you bottle it up. Put it in something so that the father can take it with him and feed it to him several times a day. Do you give any instructions to the father about this poultice and how often he should give it to his son, or do you just hand it to him?
100%. 100%. She's going to hand it to him, and then she's going to say, "Give this to him 3 times a day. After meals, make sure that he drinks all of it, and it should get better. If anything gets worse, you come back to me."
He sort of scoffs, and he takes the poultice and he picks up his son. And Melita, as I said, wrapped him in something in cool cloths that were soaked in the snow, and he's also wrapped up in something warm to also keep him warm. And as he's leaving, the moment that he closes your door, a crow thuds against your window, Melita. It doesn't caw. It simply watches from your exterior windowsill. You know this omen, Melita. You know what this means for the boy. We move our scene to some months later, when winter has passed and spring has come again, and the boy, Nestor, did not survive his illness. And of course, the attitude of the village has turned even more hostile against you. You're outside the birch grove at midnight, the fog clinging low to the ground. You walk barefoot in the undergrowth, following a trail only you know. And as you enter the deeper woods, the world becomes unnaturally quiet. No owls, no crickets, only the cracking of branches underfoot and the whisper of wind. In a small glade, you stumble upon something strange. A ring of skulls, carefully placed around a dead fire pit. Not bandits, not plague, but ritual.
I think she's going to circle around it, kind of examining it a little closer, see if there's any more telltale signs about what this might have been for, who might have been doing this.
So as you move up to examine it, as you get closer to looking at it, a fire ignites in the pit. Not with flint, but of its own accord. And from behind the flame steps a figure cloaked in rags and bones with long, jagged black nails, and you cannot see their face, but they are extremely tall. And the voice that comes from this figure is like the rubbing together of dead reeds. Child of the crooked spine and the crooked road.
Who are you?
I am the mother of the forgotten things, just like you.
I'm nothing. I am small. You are.
Yes, you are small and nothing, but you could be more. Scratching for roots while peasants spit at your name.
They know nothing about what it actually takes to take care of their people.
It's true. It has a price, doesn't it? But so does survival have a price. And you won't live through what's coming unless you beg. And as the figure says this, they begin walking backwards into the woods, vanishing completely from your sight. And you feel your hands go numb as the forest around you begins to breathe again.
I think she had been trying her best to hold herself firm in the face of fear, in the face of that you have to hold strong, usually.
Sure.
And as she slips away, Melita crumbles to her feet, shaking and terrified, and tears start rolling down her cheeks. And she's looking around, and the only thing that she can think to do in this moment is, I think she's going to pull a cloth out, and that was a circle of skulls. Yeah?
Yes. And the fire has extinguished.
I think while covering her hands so she doesn't touch it barehandedly, she's going to try to break the circle of skulls.
Very easily. You can do so. You break a skull. Very easily.
Yeah, we're just trying to break the full circle, pretty much. So it's imperfect. Okay, I must get back home. And she's going to try to shuffle to her feet, pulling her like shawl and stuff closer as she can.
Do you remember to even take like the roots and the flowers and the herbs that you were gathering here?
Fuck no.
You leave them there. All right.
Yeah.
So about a week later, another child, young, fevered, just like Nestor, is brought to your hut. This time, the villagers are all gathered outside, muttering prayers and curses in equal measure. The boy's mother lays him at your feet and holds her hands up at you, pleading, "Please, sorceress, he's all I have. The priest won't come. They say he's cursed. Please help my Grigori."
I'm looking at the child. Same thing. Same exact thing.
Yes, you examine him, but just like with Nestor, you don't know this plague, this disease. This boy is muttering to himself as well, but he's not prophesying like Nestor was. Instead, he's saying a name. Baba Yaga. That name, Melita, is as old and mysterious as the woods you live in. She's an ogress, a witch, a spirit of nature, or a demon that steals and eats your children. She's someone to fear, someone to seek wisdom from, someone to avoid, someone to seek out. There is no coherent rhyme or reason to her legend, and yet it persists in the consciousness of the Slavonic peoples. And you think again on the strange figure you saw in the woods, and a shiver runs down your spine. Baba Yaga, Grigori keeps repeating.
I think it's even more than just a shiver. A shiver is the initial thing, but the second that she makes that connection, she's pressing herself back against the wall of her hut. And she's just staring at the child, wide-eyed, as she listens.
As soon as you make that gesture where you move yourself away from the boy, and as I said, all the villagers are here. They're watching you. They're looking in your windows. They're peeking in through your door. And as soon as you do that, one of the villagers bursts in and points directly at you and says, "If the boy dies, it's because you welcomed the devil here. Look at you. No husband, no priest, no child of your own."
What do you know about these things? Be gone, so I can do my work.
They don't leave. Instead, they stare at you, waiting for you to do something. They hate you, and yet they need you. And it's a strange dichotomy that, in the same way that the way you came into this world, you were so wanted in this world, and yet when you came out the way you did, your parents didn't want you anymore. It's exactly the way that this feels, just in reverse.
I think her hands start to shake. There's a sort of anxiety that's building up within her. She's trying her best now, pulling even maybe some charms that she had made in the interim, some of protection, some of warding, to try to surround the child with, as she keeps him laid out on one of her tables. And she's finding herself also like remaking the same concoction, but maybe a little more potent, maybe a little more.
Exactly. It's because there's nothing else that you know to do, because you don't know what happened. You don't know what's wrong with the boy. And this time, you don't send Grigori home with his mother. Instead, you convince her to let him stay here so that what happened to Nestor doesn't happen to Grigori, that you can keep your eye on him, watch him, maybe something that happened to Nestor that you weren't there for and that you could prevent. But you know that that's not true. You know that what you had given Nestor should have kept the illness at bay and allowed his body to heal. So
I would say in that time, I would like to have continued, because we've already made the poultice.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have continued to try. We're doing anything at this point, anything that I might have heard in myths, legends, folklore, stuff that I learned through experience. We're making more of those charms. I'm trying to surround him, because obviously there's an external force coming at him as well. We have to protect this child.
Correct. And you realize that nothing is working, so at midnight, after you think the last villager has finally left your property, watching you from the windows, you light a candle, Melita, made of tallow. You chant in Old Slavonic. You call to her, to the Baba Yaga. You beg, as she said, for her to come to you. And as you chant, the room grows cold. And from behind you, in the reflection of your window, you see them, face too large, too close, lips cracked and dry. You ask for me. You beg for me.
Please save this child.
Oh.
I need the knowledge. I need the strength to help.
Give me something born of you. Something alive. And my plague will leave the boy.
Something born of me.
Your flesh, a bit of bone, your blood.
Whatever you want, I offered willingly. As long as the child is safe.
I said what I said, girl. The Baba Yaga does not repeat.
She inhales sharply, stands, looks towards the child, then back to the Baba Yaga.
Now, if you turn to see the Baba Yaga, you see the reflection in the window. If you turn to look, you don't see her. You just see Baba Yaga's reflection in the window.
Flesh and blood. In blood. In blood. And she's going to grab a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And do I have some sort of grain alcohol like vodka or anything of the like that could have been distilled?
Yeah, definitely.
She's going to take a shot,
Mm-hmm.
or just a swig, and then she's going to place her left hand, down on one of her other tables,
Mm-hmm.
knife in the other, and she's going to cut off her pinky finger.
Okay. Do you bring it to the window?
I think she's going to, like, there's that moment of shock that happens. You can't rightly prepare yourself for something like this.
Yeah. It takes a person of strong will to do such a thing.
Yeah, no. So during that whole thing, there was wails, screams, even as she's doing this.
And as you were doing the face of the Baba Yaga never broke, never stopped smiling, the eyes completely black, and you see no body attached to this head. Just a head tilted to the side, smiling.
And I think once she's finally done and she sees her left pinky finger detached, her whole body is trembling. She's paler now. There's blood that's losing. She knows at least that she's got to act quick because this is still something that needs to be done. So she's going to the fire that she had in the fireplace. There's a pot that she has on there that she keeps. Cast iron. I don't even think that she's mattering how she's doing this. She quickly places the stump of her pinky finger against that burning cast iron pot.
Do you do that before you give the pinky to the windowsill? To the window? Or did you give the pinky first?
Pinky first.
Okay, so you give the pinky first, you turn around, you cauterize your wound, and when you turn back again, the Baba Yaga is gone. And with a breath of foul wind, the candle snuffs out. And the boy lives. And the boy recovers. However, the villagers do not speak your praise, Melito. Instead, they avert their eyes from your hut. And sometimes you find iron crosses buried close to your home. How does it feel knowing that you not only called upon what you would consider an ancient, dangerous spirit to save the boy, knowing that, according to the Baba Yaga herself, she caused the plague on the boy, knowing that you sacrificed a piece of your own body to save the child, and it still made no difference?
I think part of her was already used to this sort of thing, considering what she is, who she is, how she was born. But there's a sickly hate growing within her at everything, at the people who spit at her, who leave these iron crosses, for all the help that she's done, for the people who come to her for the most minor things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always helped. She's always helped because there's that void inside of her that she's wanted to fill, and with love, with anything positive that she never got. But now it's just filling with spite and hate, not at the child, but at the people, and yes, at Baba Yaga as well, for causing this.
We move to almost a year later, Melita. You're trudging through the snow beneath trees bent like ancient crones. Your fingers, those that remain anyway, are purple with the cold. Your cloak is torn and your back aches from the satchel you're carrying. Behind you, torchlight dances in the distance, angry villagers hunting a witch. You saved that boy. You saved him by giving a piece of yourself to that dangerous legend, and still they hunt you. She makes the children sick, they shout. She is born of the devil. How do you feel as you flee their pursuit? What is running through your mind? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of not being able to get revenge on them, Being captured? No, that's why we're out here. That's why we're running. That's why we're fleeing. We are not going to get captured. We need to survive. We need to hide. We need to bide our time so that we can come and show them what they have caused, what they have created. Show them the error of their choices. They had an angel and they chose a devil.
Apt way to put it, Melita, as you stumble away from them into a clearing that you know doesn't exist. You know these woods better than anyone, except maybe the Baba Yaga. But you know that this clearing doesn't exist, where the trees here have twisted themselves to keep out the snow. It's completely green here. You see a hut on long, high wooden legs with moss for a roof. And the door opens before you even approach it.
As she sees the door open, she collapses to her knees. Baba Yaga, beseech thee, save me. Save me from these ignorant townsfolk who know nothing of what we do, who know nothing of what they scorn.
As you get on your knees and you beg, the hut lowers to the ground.
Whatever the cost that you require, I give willingly. Just let me get my revenge on them.
The door to the hut remains open. And now you can access it without having to figure out how to fly.
She's going to shakily get to her feet and then, not even looking back, move into the doorway.
Inside, it is cavernous, to say the least, larger than it could possibly be from the way it looks outside. There are black candles burning. You're stepping on bones, Melita. Skulls like the skulls from the ritual circle everywhere, and you crunch under your foot as you walk. There's a cauldron in the center that stirs itself, but Baba Yaga is there. Barely see her in the darkness. My little root, you ran very far.
I require your assistance. I require your aid. Oh, mighty Baba Yaga. She's gonna fall to her knees once more.
My aid? To save you from those villagers?
Yes. I want revenge.
No. You need to be cut from them, like rot from meat.
Whatever it takes.
She begins walking around you in a circle. You're better than them. They aren't worth your time or attention. They'll die. Become the roots. Do you understand?
I believe so.
You feel her fingers come down and begin grazing your cheek with those black, cracked nails. Till she stands in front of you again, bends all the way down till she's at eye level with you on the ground. Her eyes are twin voids. There is no warmth in them at all. But I hear your plea, Melita. I will answer your prayer. You are to be my daughter. You are to be my echo. A thing that sees in dirt and blood. A creature who remembers what flesh can become. And then she picks you up, straight up off of the ground, 8 feet into the air, and throws you out of the hut. You're thrown onto the ground of this glen. It's extremely painful, landing especially on your twisted back. You think you're paralyzed, Melita. You're not sure. Or maybe you're just in shock. And before you can say anything, stand up. The Baba Yaga is on top of you. And she leans in close and she bites your throat. She begins drinking your blood, but she stops halfway through and pulls out her fangs. It's extremely painful when she does this, and she says, "You will wake to hunger, to sight, to secrets, and you will belong to me until the earth swallows you whole." And she finishes your blood off in rapid succession. Beneath the Carpathian peaks, the roots of Mount Hermovka hide a hidden cave where no man treads. The passage down is narrow and wet. Thin veins of bioluminescent lichen crawl across the walls, and the deeper you descend, Melita, the more the stone seems to listen. This is the sanctum of the Crooked Tongue, the bone spider's hidden warren, owned by Baba Yaga. As you enter the final chamber, a womb-shaped cavern where bones are fused into stone, forming unnatural lattices and scripture, you see in the center a wooden table holds a crude map drawn on tanned human skin. And as you step forward, a voice slithers from the walls. "You walk too loud, little mole. Even the dead heard you scratching your way down."
I seem to still have things to work on then. It's good to hear your voice.
"It is good that you found your way in here, loud as you were."
I apologize.
"You have a task, Melita. A thing lives in the village of the Caymanets. Those fools call it a saint. I call it unfinished. You will bind it, not kill it, not name it. Feed it the blood of your own tongue."
Of course, whatever you wish. And she's going to look over to the map.
It's a place you've never been, but you think you can follow the map easily enough.
I can do this.
"I have not yet decided what you are, Melita. You are my tool, girl. And I need to know if you are dulled already."
I have not lost my edge just yet.
"We shall see."
Hmm.
On the floor beside you, Melita, is a small satchel, and inside is a charm carved from a finger bone. You know this is what you must bind the spirit to. What Baba Yaga wants you to bind the spirit to, I should say. A week passes as you travel by night to the village in the Caymanets. When you arrive, it doesn't take you long to find what Baba Yaga was talking about. It appears that the villagers built a shrine around the bones of something not quite dead, not quite alive. A wraith. As you approach the pillar of stone and candles, it speaks to you. "Do you have a problem needing solution?"
Mayhaps something that you can help me with.
"I am here to help."
I would like to rest my gnarled hand onto the actual surface of the,
The stones?
yeah.
It's cold, unnaturally cold.
Why don't you show yourself to me? I much prefer seeing a face. You might understand.
"Do you promise not to scream?"
Only if you promise not to either. I am quite disfigured.
What appears out of the stone is a beautiful young woman. Ghostly, ethereal, translucent.
Why would I scream at something so luminescent?
Most people are frightened if I show them my face.
I know how that is. And she's just going to let a little bit of her face show. Her Melita's flesh, ever since her embrace, has rotted almost. It's decay, it's blistered, it's boiled, almost as if she was plagued herself in a way. A dark mirror of what she was trying to heal in her life.
The ghost looks curiously at you. You are not one of the quick. You're dead, but not like me.
She's gonna flash her sharp, gnarled fangs. You can tell.
I can tell. Are you here to hurt me?
I'm here to put you to use. And she's going to pull the talisman out.
Okay. You can make me intelligence and your 2 dots in necromancy.
5 successes.
With 5 successes, you pull the ghost you bind it to this finger bone. She screams, and a natural, ghostly, ethereal scream as she goes into the bone. Do you still hear her voice? Why?
Because we have use of you. Or at least, the land has use of you.
But I was helping people.
Do you really think that they deserve your help? You really did think that they deserve your touch, your... It's wasted on them.
I didn't want to be here. I was trapped here.
Is there anything left in the stone? Anything?
Just some candles burning.
Just some candles. In that case, since there's nothing left binding her to this area, we're moving and talking now. Baba Yaga has plans for you.
I don't know that name.
You will. You will. Just like all of us do.
I was hoping I would meet someone who would help me figure out why I was trapped here, how I could move on to whatever lies beyond. But now I will never get that chance.
No, you won't. You have more important things to do. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to be released once you have done what you need to be doing. But I can't promise you anything.
Is this Baba Yaga your master, someone you serve?
She is the land and I am a root.
Someone tried to make me into a servant once. That's why I died.
Someone tried to. Someone like me.
Yes, someone like you, but not like you.
We have time. It is a journey after all. So, why don't you tell me this story of yours?
I used to belong to an order. We were called the Order of Hermes. Some of the strongest in our order became night creatures, like you, but different. They wanted to make all of us like them, and if you refused, they killed you.
That at least sounds familiar. If a tool is not useful, why keep it?
I didn't want to be like them. I didn't need all the power that they wanted. They wanted immortality. I didn't need immortality. I wanted to live.
You're telling me that there's people stealing the gift, taking the gift for themselves, what is not rightly given to them.
I suppose you would know better than I.
Where might this order lie?
The order. They killed my order. If any survived, I know not of it. They were led by someone who used to be my friend. His name is Tremere.
I will make note of this name. Perhaps Baba Yaga knows more than I do on this.
Did you want immortality?
I wanted to be saved, and I was.
I'm happy for you.
Oh, don't be.
Make the journey back. You return to the Warrens in the mountain, but this time, as you move yourself through the narrow tunnels, you go to what is called by your clan the Bone Archive, a sacred vault, a library of knowledge with your finger bone. You crawl through the opening and descend a rope into the archive, and as you land, you see Red Speech is already here, reading aloud from some tome. Red Speech is one of Baba Yaga's childer, and the one she appointed here as guardian of this archive. He's thin as a rail, and his jaw is unhinged and dropped down almost to his neck. So understanding him is almost impossible, but you've gotten used to deciphering him over the years. And as you sort of land from the rope, he says, "Back then, are you? Most don't return when Baba Yaga sends one into the land. Ilari certainly didn't."
Well, I am different then. For I have come not only, but I have also that which she desired.
Good. Then tell the archive what you did, what you learned, and he slides you ink and parchment.
You wish me to actually write this myself?
I said that, didn't I?
And she's going to reach out her hand and grab at the quill, and she'll put down to paper everything that transpired, including the information that she learned about the Order of Hermes that was spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
Their seeking of immortality and the name Tremere.
Red Speech looks over what you're writing and also is looking over the finger bone, and he goes, something so common as a ghost. I'm sure that Baba was hoping it was a demon. Baba won't like that, and he points at the Tremere that you've written down, the word Tremere.
And why not? The name is not known to me outside of the story that the ghost told me.
They are new Canaanites in the land. Apparently they stole it from the flesh crafters, stole their blood, did some sort of ritual, made themselves thus.
Sickening.
Baba would like it if you record for the archives what happened to Ilari. Have you met Ilari?
Not yet. Not familiar.
He's another one of Baba's childer. If he met final death, come back and record it. If he betrayed or fled from Baba, kill him.
Gladly.
This was his last location, and he takes the map that was given for you before and marks a different place. If you return from the land again, I think Baba will give you an even greater task.
I look forward to it. Anything for Baba Yaga.
You are doing very well, Melita. Most of her childer do not last the first few nights.
I am not most,
So you say.
So I show.
We move to the banks of the Dniester River, deep in the swamplands south of Kiev. It's spring in name only. Cold mud clings to every surface, and drowned willows lean like old corpses towards black water. It's just after dusk, Melita, and the site of Alari's haven that was marked on your map, is half submerged in the bog, comes into view. But it's what you hear that intrigues you. Soft singing coming from the fetid water. A once beautiful mortal boy, now turned into a ghoul. And you know what happens to mortals who feed too long from the blood of your clan. They begin to exhibit their own physical abnormalities, so this must have been Ilari's ghoul. But something about him, beyond his physical appearance, is wrong. His skin is pale green, his lips are blue, his hair is tangled with reeds, and as you approach him, he says, "Ilari promised me he would take me to the city when he was done here. But now he can't. They opened his chest and changed his name. They took him from me."
She's going to kind of slink over to him and stand crouched in front of him. They changed his name, took him from you. Explain now.
She called herself Anastasia. She commands the bloodless clay men. The one wearing Ilari's face. I felt his hands around my neck. I screamed and she laughed. She told me his soul belongs to her now, and she wanted to see what would happen to my body when the blood wore off.
And she's going to caress his cheek with her, quite grotesque fingers.
Mm-hmm.
It is all right. We will make this right. Nobody can steal from Baba Yaga and not suffer the consequences. How old is he?
Young, 18, 20.
Perhaps I may be of assistance. You are useful to Ilari, and thus you are useful to Baba Yaga. And she is going to bite into her own wrist and offer her blood to him.
He latches onto your arm like a leech and begins sucking on it greedily.
Careful, not too much. Not too much. And once he's had about enough to where she thinks it would stave him for a while, she'll pull away.
Will you take me to the city, like Ilari promised?
Perhaps, but first I must find Ilari. I must track him down. We must return all of Baba Yaga's stolen tools. All her roots.
Then we must go north. No, west. He went west. He flies now, on wings of stone.
Upsetting. Then we must make haste.
And he begins walking.
She'll follow. Albeit, I think she's going to obfuscate.
Mm-hmm. You travel significant distance west. Takes nights, weeks to get there. This boy keeps walking west. And eventually he does stop. And he points up into the sky. And you see something flying. Now, you are not someone who spent a lot of time in cities, but that does not mean you've never seen a gargoyle before.
It shouldn't be moving like that.
This one is not a statue. This one is sentient, or something like it. It is moving through the air, with horrifying speed and dexterity. And then you see another one. And then another. And then another.
This is not good. What monstrosities are these?
And the boy sort of crouches down, low on his knees, begins playing with the dirt and mud, starts rubbing it on his face. They take you. They take apart your body, remove your heart, put you back together, and make something new. Birth it through the sack. That's what she said. Birth it through the sack.
Those things are us. Is that what you're telling me, boy? Those things are ours?
I told you. One of them came back wearing Alari's face. It was Alari. But it wasn't Alari anymore.
I must return you. I must return you to Baba Yaga. You are a witness. You must be back with me. We will start trekking back. This has to be known. This information must be given to Baba Yaga. This information must be archived. This information must be known. This is not good.
What are you going to do about it?
Me? I'm just... I do not know. This is not something that I know how to handle on my own. Not yet.
What if they take all of you? Every single one, and change you into flying stone monsters?
That is not something the land will allow.
Will they take Baba Yaga? Will she be the most glorious one of all?
He's going to strike him
Mm-hmm.
across the face at that. You will not utter such words.
I have seen what these witches have done. I think there is nothing greater to fear than their power, not even a strike of your hand, or the whisper of a spirit.
This is the first time that she's always had kind of like a pseudo grin going on. This is the first time that her lips have fallen into a deep, unsettled frown, and she's going to grip him by his collar and lift him into the air. Perhaps I don't need you with me. Perhaps there's another way that I may bring this information. These words you speak, these are lies. Nobody can touch Baba Yaga. Nobody can touch the land.
Nobody can touch the land. Have you never been in war? Have you never seen devastation? The land will be touched. And someday, all monsters will be burned.
He's going to sink her fangs into his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to drain him 100%.
He falls into your arms, the ecstasy of the kiss. Doesn't take much to drain him. He's already extremely weak and you think maybe broken mentally, and certainly weak physically. You cast him aside to the woods.
He served his purpose.
So now you walk alone, Melita. Give me a glimpse into Melita's mind as you walk.
She's upset, knowing that not only are these they stole the gift, and they've stolen us. They've stolen from Baba Yaga. They've stolen from the land. They've stolen a root. Several roots. That's unforgivable. That's blasphemous, even if such a word could be associated. This needs to be stopped. This is upsetting, is too light a word.
Baba Yaga's sanctum lies at the heart of the Warrens, the Bone Spiders Warrens. They call it the Throne of Clay. It's a spiral staircase carved from femurs, leads down into it, and this is where Baba Yaga receives her brood when she chooses to have audiences. And of course, Red Speech sent you there after what you told him. And as you approach Baba Yaga, how do you approach Baba Yaga, who is several feet tall, much taller than the average person? Spindly arms and legs are stretched over this throne.
With reverence, she's going to enter softly, as quietly as she can, trying to take the lesson learned from before.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's, even in her mortal life, she had that hunch. I think even now in Undeath, her transformation, her embrace had deepened it a bit, kind of kept it even more, and she's going to keep herself low. My lady.
Baba Yaga's iron claws scrape at her throne as she says, "You went to find my Ilari, but you found Ash instead. Is that true?"
That is correct. I have come to the knowledge of several unsettling truths. And it is... your roots are being taken.
Tell me.
I went to the home of Ilari and found his servitor. Upset, distraught, out of his mind even. Talking nonsense about these people of Tremere taking Ilari, twisting him into something more, twisting him into a gargoyle of sorts. I bid this servitor take me into the direction of where they went. And there are several. The things that I have seen. It is most unsettling. They are taking us and twisting us.
So we are not the only ones stealing faces.
No. Theft seems to be something they know best.
And what is it, child, that you think we should do?
We need vengeance. We need to strike them so they know that they cannot go against the land, my lady Baba Yaga.
Her hand, taloned and cracked like a scorched root, smacks you on the side of the head, away from her throne. When you say that we need to strike, we do not raise armies or storm castles. We are the land, weaving and scuttering the dark corners of this world. So I ask again, what do you think we should do?
We learn. We watch.
Good. You
learn. You watch, Melita. You must seek out others. Gather all the knowledge of this Anastasia, her brood, her ilk, their magics, and other depravities. We must know everything. Go west, the great city of Constantinople, for no greater gathering of Canaanites exists in this world.
Of course. I will do as you ask.
Do not return until you have my answers.
I don't think she's going to continue speaking at that point. She's going to, if Baba Yaga is done with her, she is going to excuse herself.
Red Speech is waiting for you just outside.
Always hurts those iron claws right across the face. Never feels good.
No. But they were earned.
You really believe this story? Stealing faces.
I saw the proof. I tasted the witness's blood.
Humans lie. They have mental derangements just like the Clan of the Moon. He could have just been a nut.
And that's why I bid him take me there. And he did. And what I saw with my own eyes has given me pause. It is why I came back. To make sure that that was known before anything else was done.
But how do you know they're making them out of us? What if they are just making them out of, I don't know, clay and water and a little luck?
What do you believe?
I believe anyone who takes the blood as forcefully as they did would have no issue stealing other more precious things.
Quite right.
But it begs the question, is it just us? Is it other Canaanites? Is it certain Canaanites? If it's just us, why? If it's not just us, why us?
Information to be learned. I will take that with me on my quest.
Melita, have you ever been to Constantinople? Large city? Have you ever been outside of the villages of the Carpathians?
No. This will be my first.
It will be difficult for you to hide amongst people. Even with your powers of obfuscation, the risk of being run into in a bustling city of hundreds of thousands is inevitable. You'll have to, and I know you hide your face already, but you will have to hide it. Stick to the shadows, the sick houses, the poor houses, the dregs of society. You can't be seen. Do you understand?
Of course. I do not wish to risk us.
You know, some whisper that there is a reckoning coming for us, that the humans have gotten wise to us, and they are forming in the West bands of holy warriors to burn us in our havens.
Then we just must be one step ahead. As always, aren't we not?
Perhaps. But sometimes I wonder, when Baba keeps us all isolated from the rest of the world, if we do not become blind to the dangers encroaching upon our borders.
I see.
Our network is vast and strong, but only here. Only in this Slavia. It doesn't stretch to the big cities where we could have seen these Tremere, as you call them.
Well, this is why I go. Perhaps this is the opportunity for that expansion to occur. Perhaps our mistress is finally seeing that. But I also would not question her judgment.
I have known Baba a long time, longer than you. Do not be disappointed, Melita, if she is using you simply to find out how dangerous these Tremere are, if you catch my drift.
I am being thrown to the wolves, in a manner of speaking. Is that what you're saying?
Sending any unknowing Cainite into Constantinople is throwing them to the wolves. Perhaps the only creatures who could navigate such a place well are the Toreador and the Semitsi. For it is their city.
Something to keep in mind, then. What would you have me do? I will not go against Baba Yaga's wishes. I am a tool, and if I cannot prove myself good at this, then what can I do?
You can be a tool, Melita, but you don't have to be blind to be a tool. Baba wants you to find the knowledge. The problem is Baba doesn't want you to share the knowledge. Baba doesn't want you to learn from others. She wants to keep you isolated, alone, like she keeps all of us close and isolated and alone. What if you did the opposite? She has no reach there. What if you sought out others? What if you tried to get help?
Then who would help us? Who would come to our aid? Who could we even trust? With the Toreador? With the Semis?
The Semis do not look at us as grotesque creatures, for the creatures that they craft would make many Nosferatu weep in disgust. There are many. Baba wants you to believe that there is no Cainite who trusts us, that there is no Cainite who wishes to associate with us. It is not true. It is only true here, where she controls the land.
There's almost an instinct to look behind her shoulder. Pretty sure that fear has never left her of somebody watching her from the shadows. I see. I believe I understand your stance on this. I will do what I must.
I believe you will do what you must. I believe you will try and do what Baba wants.
Do you have any knowledge for me that I might find useful in Constantinople?
I would seek out a Semits. One who perhaps is young, perhaps has a desire to learn more about these, what did you call them? Gargoyles.
Yes. At least that's my interpretation of them. They look like the statues given motion.
If anyone could tell us that these gargoyles are us, made anew, it is the Semits. There is no one that walks the earth that understands bones and flesh and blood, sinew and tendon and nerves the way they do.
And that is what I will do.
I'm sorry I can't help you more, and I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I can't break the tether that might get you killed.
Heather.
Melita, you are not bound to Baba the way that most of us are. We can tell the difference. Your loyalty to her does not come from blood. It comes from you. And that is the most tragic of all.
You know she saved me.
I know that you think she did.
If that is all, then I will be on my way. I have much work to do.
Once you leave the shadow of the Carpathians, the Carpathian Mountains, the ability to hide in the land becomes difficult.
Perhaps I should have kept that boy alive.
Perhaps you should have. But that's Baba in you.
Then I shall find a new one to replace him.
Here. He hands you the finger bone. Baba doesn't want it. Told me to cast it into the fire. I thought you could use it instead. Perhaps she has more information that you could talk out of her, or maybe you just need a companion for the trip.
I'll keep it under advisement. She's gonna kind of like rub the finger bone between her fingers. I think she's gonna take like a little thong of leather and string it into a necklace and put it around her neck, tucking the actual finger bone itself into her shirt.
So we are going to pick up with Melita and her anxiety-riddled traverse into the city of Constantinople when we return with episode 1 of Echoes in Blood. But for now, we're going to end Prologue 2, The Maggot Witch, for this evening. Thank you, Rachel.